Now at 5, only a handful of grocery stores remain in Cherokee County. We'll tell you why health officials are sounding the alarm. Plus, Oklahoma cracks down on drunk drivers with new felony guidelines.
The Trump administration is ordered to fund SNAP benefits during the government shutdown after a multi-state lawsuit. I'm Erica Brown with more on the ruling with the funding fight now on day 31.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
2 separate federal judges issue last-minute rulings which could help tens of millions of Americans put food on the table next month. This is KOAM News. I'm Tanya Bach. SNAP benefits are scheduled to end on Saturday. Erica Brown has more details from Capitol Hill.
2 federal judges are siding with states and cities suing the Trump administration in the tug-of-war over food assistance that's become part of the shutdown stalemate.
If you are in a position where you can't feed your family and you're relying on that $187 a month for an average family in the SNAP program, that we have failed you.
More than 24 states argue a contingency fund was designed to keep the program running, while the administration claims the funds are not legally available to cover the benefits.
Even if it could flow, it doesn't even cover half of the month of November. So here we are again in 2 weeks having the exact same conversation.
Republicans continue to urge Democrats to support a short-term spending bill that would reopen the government. But with the standoff now on day 31, President Trump is urging Republicans to invoke a so-called nuclear option.
All they have to do is say, let's go, let's open up our country, and everything snaps back into shape.
The president is pushing for an end to the Senate filibuster that would allow the Senate to pass legislation with a simple majority. But Senate Majority Leader John Thune has repeatedly rejected the idea.
And one of my priorities as leader will be to ensure that the Senate stays the Senate. That means preserving the legislative filibuster.
Trump also slammed the Affordable Care Act's rising rates, blaming Democrats. The issue remains at the center of the government funding fight, with Democrats insisting any deal include an extension to those health care subsidies to lower health insurance premiums. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
There are no formal negotiations expected to take place over the weekend, extending the shutdown until Monday, day 34. Well, Cherokee County residents may be finding it tougher than ever to find essential groceries. There are now only 2 grocery stores located within the entire county, Harps in Baxter Springs and the Apple Market in Columbus. This especially impacts those who rely on WIC benefits, since they cannot use those benefits past state lines.
They have to try to find a grocery store within Kansas that helps them to be able to utilize those benefits. For some, that can be a significant strain because they may have to drive in excess of 30 to 40 miles to be able to get to one of those grocery stores that have those benefits.
In addition, the Cherokee County Health Department says they're concerned people will feel compelled to rely on unhealthy options going forward for nutrition. 15.7% of the county population experiences food insecurity. That's according to Hunger Free Kansas. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at your forecast.
Well, for the rest of the afternoon, it's going to be pretty nice conditions. We got up to the low 60s today. Once the sun sets, though, temperatures drop rather quickly. Now, tonight we have a cold front moving in later on this evening. It doesn't affect us until Sunday morning. We have a freeze watch in effect for Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and a couple of counties there in Kansas along the Missouri border through Sunday morning because temperatures are expected to drop down below freezing. This is the first time we'll see that this season. I know I'm excited for it, but we do warm right back up as we head into next week. Now, currently, temperatures are in the low 60s. We do have clouds moving in, and it's going to be a cloudy evening with rain chances popping up early Saturday morning, but I'll have all those details coming up.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Oklahoma judges get new tools to lock up dangerous drunk drivers. New DUI sentencing guidelines go into effect in Oklahoma tomorrow. The definition of aggravated DUI will make it a felony under certain circumstances. If the driver causes any kind of motor vehicle accident, there is a child in the vehicle, or is driving at high speeds, it will result in jail time.
The state are obviously a threat to the driving public. And with the current availability of rideshare programs and other programs, there's really no reason for anybody to drive intoxicated anymore. I also think it's important for people to understand it does not take much to get to a .08.
The stricter sentencing is because of a fatal crash that was caused by a driver with 4 prior DUIs. Still ahead, most Americans want to ditch daylight saving time, and doctors agree.
It's time to fall back. I'm Jared Hill with what you can do to cope with the clocks changing.
And later in Health Watch, firefighters issue safety reminders as daylight savings time ends Sunday. Topping today's Health Watch, it's that time of year again where we fall back because it's the end of daylight saving time. But some health experts want to stop the time change. Jared Hill has more on how to cope with it.
Everyone has an opinion about changing the clocks.
I do like waking up with the sun in the morning, but it sucks having the dark nights. I think we should get rid of it.
It gets really depressing. I'll gladly trade having sun at 6 a.m. for having it at 6 p.m.
Most Americans are not in favor of daylight saving time. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine is among groups urging lawmakers to eliminate seasonal time changes and enact permanent standard time.
On permanent standard time, we have more light in the morning, and we know that morning light is best for our mood and for our health. The second reason is that darkness in the morning actually has some safety risks. The third reason is because the alignment of the rising and setting of the sun is more consistent with our internal clock, people sleep better.
Poor sleep contributes to chronic health issues, including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, obesity, as well as anxiety and depression. While some experts say the autumn change can be easier to manage, there's still some tips to make falling back feel a bit better. That starts with getting at least 7 hours of sleep at night before and after the time change, and maintaining a consistent sleep schedule.
Adjust the timing of your daily routines and time cues right away starting on Sunday. Set your clock back 1 hour the evening before the time change so that when you wake up, it's easy to get on that new schedule. And then spend some time outdoors, get that morning light.
Bright light will help set your internal clock to the time change, which will help with sleep and being alert. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
2 states, Arizona and Hawaii, are currently on permanent standard time in the United States. Experts say there's already some evidence that not changing the clocks works for people. As we prepare to fall back an hour with daylight saving ending this Sunday, local fire personnel remind folks of tips to stay safe in preparation for colder temperatures and shorter days.
We always recommend checking batteries and smoke detectors once a month, but whenever we do daylight savings times, we'd recommend changing those batteries, making sure they're still good, and helps with the residents and alarming of any fires.
According to the Reddings Mill Fire Department, some of the most common fires during this season are from chimneys and space heaters. Be sure to catch the rest of this story on KOAM News Sunday night. Well, sharing happy moments with your partner may be good for your health. Research from UC Davis that looked at people over the age of 56 found that when people shared positive emotions with a partner, their level of the stress hormone cortisol dropped. Interestingly, the positive benefits of sharing were felt even among couples who said they were not happy in their relationship. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, Hurricane Melissa kills at least 50 people across the Caribbean region.
And we have some cooler temperatures in store for us this weekend. I'll have those details right after this. Temperatures warmed up a bit today. Now we can go ahead and take a look at our 36-hour temperature trend. We were in the upper 50s on Thursday, dropped down to mid 30s again this morning, and then back up into the low 60s today. So it was a rather warm day. Now the next couple of days over the weekend, we are cooling back down. 54 on Saturday, 56 on Sunday, but you can see by Monday, we're back into the 60s. And in fact, temperatures stick around in the 60s to 70s all week long, but we do have one cool night ahead. So not tonight, we're only getting down to the low 40s for overnight low tonight, but dropping down into the low 30s, even upper 20s for some of us on Saturday night into Sunday morning. Now that's due to a cold front coming in tonight, so we're going to see freezing temperatures Saturday night, and that is going to cause us to have a freeze watch Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Kansas counties along the Missouri border. This is until Sunday morning. That's the only night that we're going to have a threat for freezing temperatures or even below freezing temperatures. Now, current temperatures, we're dropping down in the low 60s now. 61 in Joplin, 60 Yates Center and Chanute, 63 out there in Veneta, 64 Nowata and Sedan. Not too bad out there. Now temperatures will quickly drop once the sun sets, but we do have clouds rolling in. So it's going to be a cloudy night and potential rain chances as well. Now taking a look at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, we do have these red colorful trees, but it's still just pretty gloomy out there for our holiday, but that's actually adds to the spooky effect of the day, I would say. But now temperatures are going to drop down into the mid 50s by 7 p.m., low 50s by 9, and then getting down into the low 40s for overnight low. Now heading into Friday night, Saturday morning is when we start to see potential for some rain chances. At first, through this evening, could see some sprinkles, so most of this is going to hold off until Saturday morning. Really not going to see much until about 3 to 4 a.m. See these darker green spots even patching up into the yellow. That's going to be southeastern Kansas, and then in the Joplin area by 3 to 4 a.m., pushing further south by 5 to 6 a.m., south of I-44 by 7, and then moving out of the area. That's the one day we're going to see rain chances through this weekend. After that, it's just the cold temperatures. So as we head into Saturday morning, low 40s again, overnight low, highs in the mid to low 50s. So a little chillier on Saturday, but sunny after all that rain clears out. And then heading into Sunday morning, 31 in Pittsburgh, 30 in Fort Scott, 32 in Joplin. So we're teetering the line there a little bit in Cassville as well, and Stockton. The high on Sunday getting into the upper 50s. Now, we also set our clock back, fall back an hour Sunday morning by about 2 a.m. Now, the rest of the week, though, is phenomenal. Mid 60s Monday, upper 60s on Tuesday, low 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Your next chance of rain is going to be next Friday in the morning, so Thursday night into Friday morning, and then a couple of cooler days there next weekend as well.
All right. Well, I mean, we got pretty decent weather for tonight for Halloween, so
yes,
I'm thankful
we do.
for that.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, communities in the Northern Caribbean face a long, costly cleanup in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. The Category 5 storm leveled entire communities across Jamaica, killing at least 19 people. Residents are working to clear roads and return to what's left of their homes, while search and rescue teams from the U.S. assist in recovery efforts.
We might not be able to find too many people that are still alive, especially this later in the game, but it's about bringing that closure to the families, and that's what really matters.
I think the entire Jamaica is really broken because of what has happened, but we remain resilient.
Melissa also caused extensive damage in Haiti and Cuba, with roughly 50 people killed across the region. The National Hurricane Center today downgraded Melissa to a post-tropical cyclone. Melissa is on track to pass the northeast U.S. and Canada tonight. Well, coming up, bookstores rise from the dead with horror literature leading the way. Topping today's Consumer Watch this Halloween, see what's lurking between the pages of a thrilling horror book. Sales in the genre have nearly doubled since 2019. CBS's Jared Hill takes us to New York City's first ever horror bookstore, where the devotion to doom is alive and well.
In this haven for horror,
this is Zombie Brains and Friends.
Jason Mello holds the key to 1,000 spooky dimensions, fit for all ages.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The Twisted Spine opened in September as the only bookstore dedicated to horror literature in New York City.
I love horror. I am a horror fan.
9-year-old Hunter Zephyr came with his sister and mom, who likes a store that helps feed her son's curiosity.
I think it's very fundamental that you find something that you're really into.
And more Americans are getting into horror. According to the market research company Circana, sales in the genre have nearly doubled since 2019.
This is an area that publishers have been watching, and they've been investing in new horror imprints, and that's helping to sustain the growth rate.
The uptick comes as brick and mortar bookstores have begun rising from the dead nationwide.
Lately, I think people have sort of gravitated to wanting to get off technology.
The American Booksellers Association, which supports independent store owners, reported more than 200 new shops in 2024. And book giant Barnes & Noble has been barreling ahead with plans to open 60 new locations in 2025. Most designed to feel more like independent retailers.
There's nothing quite like going into a bookstore and putting your hands on the books.
Even ones as strange as this glow-in-the-dark copy of The Exorcist.
You can wake up and see that face in the darkness.
That in its own right
So it's a great gift for people.
Just don't tell them what it does.
Exactly.
Whether it's scary stories or sinful snacks.
Definitely the voodoo one.
I think since COVID, there's been a real desire for community spaces.
This store is luring in readers for a twisted good time. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
It's all about the lore. Industry analysts point to horror books as more than escapism. They say it's sophisticated comfort reading and a safe place to process current anxieties in the real world. Well, it is more than trick or treat at your favorite coffee shop these days. The price of a cup of Joe has skyrocketed nearly 19% over the last year. Analysts say that's due to extreme weather and President Trump's tariffs. Despite that, Starbucks reports sales are up at some stores for the first time in nearly 2 years. The coffee giant credits some of that success to new offerings like protein-infused drinks, beverages in old-school mugs, and redesigned stores. And while artificial intelligence technology is helping baristas with drink recipes and inventory, CEO Brian Nichol tells CBS News human workers are here to stay.
I think so. Our business is based on the human touch, and we always have to have that barista-customer connection. I think there's tremendous opportunity with voice where you could literally just say, you know what, I want my protein latte, find me the closest Starbucks, I'll be there in 15 minutes. But when you get to the store, you're still going to be greeted by a person.
Starbucks closed 107 stores and laid off nearly 900 corporate workers in September. Nichol tells CBS News he can't promise there won't be price hikes next year. Final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, over-the-top Halloween decorations are frightening some kids and sparking a debate over just how scary is too scary. And then on KOAM News at 6, Cherokee County is down to just 2 grocery stores. We look at the impact on families who rely on food assistance. Plus, Oklahoma's new DUI laws mean felony charges for more drunk drivers. And in sports, Ben McLeish is live from Webb City previewing tonight's high school game of the week against Parkview. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and KOAM News at 6. Well, from Elm Street to Hollywood Boulevard, the man best known as Freddy Krueger is the latest member of the Walk of Fame. Robert Englund earned his star in a ceremony today. Halloween was an eerily perfect time to honor the man behind a horror film legend known for his disfigured face, a metal claw glove, and a grisly voice. Freddy Krueger terrorized victims in their sleep and left viewers wide awake with fear.
I wouldn't be here without the fans, all right? And as far as I can see, you guys showed up, and I know you're going to start knocking on doors looking for peanut butter cups and candy corn real soon, but thanks for coming, and thanks for supporting me, and thanks for going down rabbit holes on the internet and finding my old movies.
Englund played Krueger in 7 Nightmare on Elm Street films, along with the crossover film Freddy vs. Jason and the TV series Freddy's Nightmares. The character became a pop culture icon and a cash cow, appearing in toy lines, comic books, clothing, and video games. What was the song? 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you?
I guess so. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yes,
but
3, 4 better lock the door.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, we don't have a spooky forecast for us tonight. It's actually pretty nice. Temperatures in the upper 60s right now will drop down to the low 40s overnight. Now heading into the weekend, we do have a potential for a freeze. We got a freeze watch right now. Saturday night and into Sunday morning, temperatures dropping below freezing. So that's probably the main thing you want to think about as we head into the weekend.
All right. Thank you very much, Velma. Thank you for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and we'll be back here for KOAM News at 6, and we'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better Halloween.